Wow! Look at that screamer! Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for watching. Christmas came early. I got myself a new toy to match the Shimano Tranx. So recently I did buy the new Piscifan Alios 400. It matches on this beautiful Speedmaster, but it's only a 10.5 foot rod. Reason being, I did buy that rod to match the Tranx on it, and the Tranx is just a little bit big. The Tranx 500 is a little bit big for that rod, bit bulky. I did put the 400 size on it, fits perfect. I always wanted at least a 12-13 foot rod for the Shimano Tranx 500, as I want to use it on the beach to get that cast further out. So what happened was, you know those moments when the clouds part and the heavens shine upon you and whatever happens next is just meant to be? I was driving along, complete Anglo Villawood. I said, yeah, I'll pull up. I'll just have a quick look, see what's going on in there, see what they got new. Yeah, that was a big mistake. I pull in there and I thought, I love this Nitro rod. Beautiful 13 foot. Not cheap, but very, very light, very powerful, very strong, good cast. I thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind getting the 15 foot because I got the Penn Prevail, which is a heavy rod, beautiful rod, but it's just heavy. It's hanging up there on my garage door with all the other rods. And I thought, you know, I'll see if they got the 15 foot. Walked in there, had a look, they do have it, and I was so tempted to get it. And then sitting next to it was this other rod. When I looked at the guide, that's not for a spin reel. What is it? For an overhead, 15 foot. When he told me they ordered it by accident, they were supposed to get the spin version. They sent them the overhead version. The heavens sent me, because that's what I'm after for the Tranx. Here she is. Christmas came early. Full graphite, Japanese rod, line weight 20 to 60 pound, lure weight 150 to 250 grams, so it will cast out a big weight. Let's put that there. Beautiful workmanship. It's a 3-piece. Zonga. I like the tip, they've done it white so you can stand out. There she is. There's the beauty. It was just meant to be. The reason why I pulled up, I had no intention of buying this rod. I didn't even know it existed. Just meant to be one of those moments. He gave me a great price because they wanted to get rid of it, because no one in Australia really casts overheads much as spin reels. He gave me a great price getting it out there. I might go out today, give it a test run, do some casting off the riverbank. There's a bit of a sandy patch up the road, just to test out the reel and set it up. But what I'm going to do, the same thing what I did with the Nitro, I'll put on this heat shrink here, because when you put it in your rod holder, the tube, the conduit, whatever you use, I don't want it to muck up this. I don't want it to scratch it and damage it, which will happen over time if it's just bare graphite. So what I got, like I did on the Nitro, this Speedmaster came with it. Just gives you better grip. You can get them on eBay. Just a heat shrink for fishing rods. That's it there. So that's the same size. You can see how much it shrinks down. I'm going to put it over this and just do this section. I'm only doing the bottom section. I might end up putting another section up here or put a nice wrap like I did on this one. I do a bit of rod wrapping for fun. Learnt it during COVID lockdowns because in Australia they locked us up like animals and had nothing else to do, so ordered the rod wrapping equipment and started practicing. Very enjoyable. But yeah, I'll probably be, it's a shame I'm going to cover this, but I'm going to do it. Actually, I'm looking at it because it's the wrong way around. It's not this section I'm going to be covering. It's going to be this section, sorry. This is the section that's going to go in, this is the bottom. I was looking at it the other way around. The reason why I was looking at it the other way around, because this one's sitting this way, where in reality, it's that way. So I'll only be covering all this. I'll have all this logo on it still. So this part here where it goes in the rod holder on the beach will be covered, protected by this heat shrink. Very, very light rod, full graphite. Can't wait to use it. Exciting. Just got to make more time to get out there. So that's what it looks like on the rod. It is a big overhead. I'll just show you how I put the heat shrink on. Let's get all this off. It's all in Japanese. I can't read Japanese anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is the heat shrink I'll be using. You can buy it on eBay, where I did. Probably Tackle Shot, I don't know if they sell it. So you can see on this reel, it's not going to fit over this. So I'll have to see if it goes over that. If it doesn't go over it, I'm in trouble. Yep, makes it. Just makes it. Look at that, goes over it. So I've got to cut it precise because it does shrink down a bit, so you've got to give it that little bit extra. If it does go over, I can always cut it with a razor. Exactly in the middle there. Go a little bit over. This is a 40mm, I think. There's all different sizes you can get. Lucky I can get that over. If this was a spin rod, the guide would probably be down here and I wouldn't be able to get it over. The butt section's got this section at the bottom, it's wider than 40mm. So I don't know what that stuff is on it. It's just glue. But anyway, so we want it to be there. You see how it's a little bit over? Well, it's nearly perfect. Alright, let's start it. I've got a Milwaukee heat gun. You can use any heat gun. I just bought it because I got all the batteries. Start this section. So as it's heating up, line it up into its place. Spin it a bit. Just to get the pattern nice and straight as much as possible. It doesn't have to be 100%, but yeah. think that's it. Just gives a nice grip now. Yeah, very nice grip. I will epoxy it along here and there just so no elements get in. Cut that a little bit straight there. There we go. Nice grip. Beautiful grip. It's still warm. And when you put it in the rod holder, it won't damage the rod. Gives it a bit of protection. I won't be putting any up here, so I get to keep all that. Beautiful. I usually wrap my rods with a bit of decorative wrap, but on this one I'm just going to leave it. Looks nice. I like that design. And there's your heat shrink to protect your rod, give you grip, doesn't slip when your hands are wet. And you can pick them up on eBay anywhere. There's all different sizes. I found for the big beach rods and that, usually 40 mil. Depending on the butt end, this has got a big, like you got to, if this was, I don't know the measurement, I can measure it, but let's say for example it's right on 50 mil, you'll have to order a 50 mil to shove over that. And I did cut it a couple mils extra and it shrunk down. You could see this side came out perfect. Gave a little gap, but I'm going to fill it with a bit of epoxy so no elements get in there. So yeah, both sides came out pretty close here as well. I went about 3 mil extra. And that's your heat shrink for your rods. These are a few other rods that I've put the heat shrink on in the past. That's a Zodius CI4 blank. And Real Seek CI4 Zodius. This is the first model that came out. The blank was bare here. They are good for sensitivity, but I'm fine with it without it. On the boat, you know, they'll get bashed around when you put them in the rod holders, especially when you're driving around from spot to spot. They can get damaged. I'm paranoid of that because I did have the rods bouncing around a lot. And I noticed and I thought I got to come up with an idea. I think this was the very first one. It's a Hamachi rod, Japanese composite. This is a ones bass rod. This is the other Zonga I got. Jig rod. And you can get different colors as well to suit your rod. I'll put a wrap on this, but the blank is all blue. This is a Saltist P2 to 4 jigging rod. And yeah, it's good grip, very good grip. Protects you from the elements and helps not damage the blank. It does make the rod a bit heavier, got to admit, but you can barely feel it. Put some foam, duct tape it, make it nice and firm, and then put your heat shrink over it. They do come in different sizes. For the beach one, as I said, they want on this rod. On this one, I'll put a 40 mil. I think that's the average size I've always bought, maybe 35. But you do got to be aware, these ones are alright because the butt section, it goes straight over. Where with this one, the 40 mil wouldn't go over it. I had to go from the front, which went over here, made it over the guides, the real seat, and yeah, beautiful. So I do it on a few of my rods that don't have the foam. Other rods that have foam, like this J-type, it's already got the foam there. So this didn't need it. I did do a wrap on it just for fun. And you can see when it's in the rod holder, you can see the mark from the rod holder. That's basically around here. That's where it gets knocked around, and I'm paranoid when it hits the carbon. So yeah, that's how you do it. Pretty simple, nothing to it. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful.